obviously take the tombstone, use it against them. A very kind of fun thing to do if you are playing the Morphling into the Undying. And as well as that, the Undying, it doesn't really feel that impactful in a team fight up against the Morph. You decay, but he strength morph. And it kind of offsets the decay, so it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's not really amazing in that lane against a Morphling, or even just doing anything against a Morphling, unless you can catch him out with a silence. So it's all down to the Earth Spirit rolling in first, getting that key silence off first, and maybe you can drain the Morphling down low enough that he bursts. Doesn't have too much strength if he is fully Agimorph. So you can punish that as the Undying, in a way. It is going to be a bit harder said than done, though, for Team Dog. Still flying through these bans as well. You're seeing TnC still constantly banning out the IYD heroes. You see the PL and the Spectre taken out here, so no options for that for Team Dog. Also just protecting their Morphling pickup. Team Dog, maybe they try to go back into the AM pick if it's left here. We've seen Morphling into AM, but again, we also saw Team Dog lose that matchup because of the surprise Wind Ranger pickup. So there's a lot for Team Dog to have to think about going into this second phase of picks, whether or not TnC wants to pull back the Wind Ranger. And mind you, Team Dog did not ban that Wind Ranger this time, so it could be an option for TnC.
That's a very scary kind of predicament to put yourself in if you are Team Dog. Of course, they've done their homework, I'm sure. They're very well aware that they might bring it out. They ban out the Arbed Storm this time around, and they'll go into a Pango, which I believe will be a position for Pangolier here for Tim's. I don't quite like this as much as, say, the Tim's Mirana or the Tim's Shadow Shaman now, but it can still be quite a real nuisance in the middle of the team fights to have that Rolling Thunder just going around, being very, very annoying, and Tim's is still very, very good at playing the Pango. By the way, John, middle of the break, I still noticed people asking the question that's been asked, I feel like for a straight year now. Are you Filipino, John?
You'd think the outfit would give it away. Yes, 100%. 100% Filipino, right?
I don't believe
I'd figure the TH troubles would give it away, but that's something that's very common in the Filipino accent, the TH sound, not my forte.
We'll work on it, John. We're going to work on it. We'll get
it's not going away. It's been years.
No,
years,
John,
Mike.
we are going to work on it. I promise you, you're going to have the perfect pronunciation. Which, I don't know if I'm a very good teacher, because I don't have very good pronunciation myself, but, you know, I'll work on you, John. We'll get it done. Don't you worry. Team Dog, third pickup, they'll go for the Viper now.
Not a big fan. We've seen a lot of Viper. On paper, again, statistically, Viper wins games. It also just really falls flat if you don't bully out your lane. Well, nothing happens. TnC again, we've seen them see the Viper. We've seen them pick the Wind Ranger in response. I don't know if TnC can kind of flex it here because, again, if you think about the Venge, it is feeling more like a core. So you might run the risk of filling up your core slots already here for TnC. They could still run Venge support, but it just feels a little bit more awkward than it used to because of how the aura scales. It just encourages you to buff up on yourself. We'll see. Team Dog looking like this is our Ice hero. Steady offlaner. It's still fairly annoying for the Morphling, but there's that Wind Ranger we were talking about. Really straightforward pick.
Oh boy, here we go. So if anyone didn't watch the series yesterday, Morphling plus Wind Ranger, TnC, they do come back to this combo sometimes. It's almost like the new Morphling Earthshaker for them, where, you know, you morph into the Wind Ranger with an Aghanim Scepter, you have 2 charges of Wind Run, and you just run around the map constantly. Just creating all sorts of havoc, having the double shackles, ruining people's PCs because they can't handle the amount of pixels that are coming out. And by the way, John, I might need a second. You can't see her right now, but my dog wants to go outside. She's she's locked in the room with me, patiently sitting by me, just waiting. So I might need to get up and open the door. She doesn't seem very, very happy. Can't see her on camera right now, unfortunately, because
that's a shame.
The angle's not right. She's not very happy, John. She's really staring. You know, here you go. For anyone that probably doesn't believe me, there she is, staring me down. Why won't this idiot get off his chair and open this door for me?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Patient. The draft's about to be over. Just hold on.
Yeah, you see Team Dog, they slip into the AM we talked about as well. So it's the same situation as yesterday almost. Wind Ranger, Morphling, Viper, AM. Our AM should make the Viper's time really hard until the Ags comes in, until you've got Wind Run, and then your AM, if In Your Dream doesn't fix what he did wrong yesterday, if he doesn't go for a fast MKB down the line, this will bite him in the ass. Like there's no two ways about it. They had this last time. Team Dog should know what to do this time around. The TnC, of course, are banking on the fact that they probably wouldn't change it.
I can't believe this dog jump.
What?
He literally just tapped my webcam cord, disconnected my webcam, and I was like, all right, well the webcam's gone now, so I may as well just get up and, you know, let her out.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure if she does this on purpose. She's done this before at the exact same kind of situation. I'm not sure if she realizes what she's doing, but she's doing a great job, I'll tell you that. And there we go, I'm back now. Thank you, everybody.
hello.
I'm here, no worries. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, final pickups now, John. Team Dog, they appear to need some kind of mid lane. They go for the Queen of Pain. Interesting pick here. Up against what I believe should be the Wind Ranger, but it could also be the Morphling from Armel. Either way, I think it is going to be a rather tough lane up against that Quap if you are TnC Predator.
10 seconds
Meanwhile, on
remaining.
TnC side, they still appear to need an off-lane pick for KP.
5 seconds remaining.
And if they really wanted to, John, that Brewmaster is still there.
Yeah. Would be fairly annoying for the AM to play against. Could also be an offlane Venge if they wanted to run the core Venge here, which again is also plausible. But it's rather strange saving the Febby hero last. Just not the style that they draft with for TnC. So maybe the Brewmaster comes out. Would be really annoying to deal with for all the heroes here. Seen that do a lot of work for TnC. KP special is very nice to have. So it could just come out. Looks like TnC's gonna think it a little bit. Slardar instead. So just amping out the physical damage coming through. Venge Slardar. Corrosive Haze plus the Wave of Terror is a lot of minus armor coming in. We are going to get the standard Venge support, but we're not going to get the added attack range anymore from that. Still a really nice support to have to beef up the physical damage you're going to be doing with a Wind Ranger, with a Morphling, and of course with your Slardar to help you amp up even more. Interesting draft from TnC going back to that Morphling Wind Ranger. Always fun to see that balance coming in. The Gabby Wind Ranger and the Armel Morph this time, as we saw last time. And I remember, again, yesterday when we saw this, Abed was like, oh, you're bringing out the Wind Ranger. And he seemed to be confident into it, but TnC did show up there. So I hopefully T-Dog might have learned something there.
Find out very soon, John. Game number 2 of this grand final is set to begin. It should be a very, very good one. Very excited to see how this does pan out. Now, John, I will ask you the very hard question. Who has the better draft in your opinion?
Ooh, if you asked me yesterday, I would have said Team Dog. But
No. I don't want to know the teams. I want to know the drafts. Only drafts.
Yeah,
Forget the
based on the
teams.
draft. If you asked me yesterday, I would have said Team Dog's draft was better. But having seen what happens with a Morphling Wind Ranger and the fact that Team Dog can handle, I'd say TnC. I think Morphling Wind Ranger, they know what they want to do. They've got so much physical damage with a Slardar Venge. There's a lot of ways for them to melt all of these heroes. Team Dog, it's riding off the back of Afu being a beast on the Earth Spirit. Now, mind you, Afu is a beast on the Earth Spirit, but there's so much depending on him to get control, to get the proper angles in the initiation, and they have to play really quick with a Quap as well. Are you and escape, but you're on the red. Again, he's got that inbuilt evasion because of the Wind Ranger form. So you're always going to have to worry about that and really think about your MKB timing for In Your Dream, which is not something that AMs want to rush, but you're not going to have many options here in this game if you do avoid it.
Yeah. Just realized, John, Dog Luna was probably upset that Team Dog lost game 1, and that's probably why she wanted to leave. Missed opportunity. What can you do? Getting old, John. I used to be able to come up with these lines very quick. As I get older, It's either the age or the marriage. One of the two is making me forget a lot of things, John.
Isn't it the beard? Yeah, you're looking a bit aged to me while going the cam with a beard on. Bothering.
A disappointment.
30 seconds to battle.
Do you know what's bothering me this time around, Mike? No alt chat, no good lucks, no asking for a trip to Okada, no nothing. Just serious business between these two teams tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, look, honestly, you know, usually you want to have an early night as casters. You know, you don't necessarily want to drag it out, but when you have two great teams like this and you're in a best of 5, you just want every game you can get. The more the better. Bring it on.
Oh yeah. Looks like no excitement, so if there's bounty rune, so it can be an even start. Should be interesting to see how these lanes go. Ice and the Viper, again, we've talked about this one, is a bit boring as an offlaner, but he's going to get some early support. Paulson's down here as well, and of course you've got Afu on his signature Earth Spirit. So it looks like, Paulson bails out. Afu is going to be working a lot here. I think maybe if you want to make a play, you've got to catch out these two here as well. It's early, Gabby on the Wind Ranger, Fabi on that Venge. You would want to maybe bully out the Wind Ranger before higher levels of Wind Run come out, so we'll see if they can get that done. And the beauty of the Viper off is that you just drop the Nether Toxin and you farm up, so not much for Ice in terms of finding his own farm.
See what Ice can do about this. Of course, over in the mid lane, Armel and Arbit going to be going at it, and Armel copping so much harassment early on. This is the generally the deal when you are versus the Morphling, of course. You just Arbit. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought Armel would have kept his distance, but Arbit, that is a very good screen. Just on the edge of the scream range. Armel gonna go down. And I was about to say this is what you're meant to do up against the Morphling, is just dish out as much harassment as possible before that level 3 mark. Make sure he doesn't have the ability to strength morph too early on. You can already see Armel, just by his movement, he's not very happy about that death.
No, it's a costly mistake to make. Abed's going to be taking the slight lead and run with it. Of course, he's got the level advantage now. He's clearing out the waves a little bit better. Armel's going to have to play from a position of being behind just a bit. Abed's already got his bottle up, so if he does find the rune down the line, it's going to be a big help in terms of maintaining this lane. And if this is a quap, they're probably going to have a value point in the blink anyway at that point, so Abed should be able to get himself in position in a timely manner. TnC's got to devote a support to help out, but you can see Armel just ticking down. The spam coming out from Abed's just really costing. He's forced to salve up just to stay here.
Of course, top lane as well, John Paulson copping a hell of a lot of harassment that Undying. In Your Dream's going to be there, of course, on the AM. He's going to be up against Tim's and, of course, KP. Now, I was meant to say this before my dog interrupted rudely, John, but I did love that Slardar pick into the AM. I think if there's one hero that doesn't necessarily care about losing all its mana, it is a hero like Slardar, who can still bash you. As I say that though, mid lane, Armel will die a second time. He hit that level 3 mark, but Arbit is really giving it to him. Now down towards the bot lane, Febi's gonna cop it. Team Dog, they are not happy this game. A 0-3 already to the side of Team Dog. Very dominant beginning of this game number 2.
Yeah, they're working their lanes out nicely. They're punishing TnC for their slightly weaker lanes. The only lane TnC's winning out is definitely that top lane which you talked about. They're still zoning out Paulson and In Your Dream. You know, he's not stopping KP. At the same time, our AM is finding a lot of free farm. So overall, you're not going to be upset. They need to find some punishment for Abed. They drag Febi down mid, but is that going to be enough? Doesn't look like it's just a casual stun.
Yeah, Febi does what every support can do. These kind of situations, just throw out a stun and run away. Don't go near that Queen of Pain. She's out for blood right now. Still the best Arcana in the game by the Quap Arcana. Just in case anyone was wondering my opinion. Wind Ranger can, she can go to the side jump. I know who the Queen really is. In fact, Arbit jumping back in after Armel. Armel's gonna be okay. I mean, he's level 4 now. Arbit has got a 1 level advantage. Armel, oh, that is a panic waveform out. In Armel.
You are learning. the ways of
Ice bot lane's gonna tie up Gabby, but my god, they are really giving it to Armel in this mid lane. His third death of the game already, 4.5 minutes in. A great rotation out by Arfu. And boy, oh boy, this is tough if you are this Morphling. You've got a lot of catching up to do, and I don't think he can lane anymore. Arbit's about to hit level 6.
No, this is a really risky lane for Armel to maintain. They might not to lane swap or just get Armel to the jungle. He does not have an early Morb Master, so it's going to be hard to get that farm safe.
Nice kill onto Paulson though from KP, and in your dream he does have a blink. KP barely has the mana for a crush. Tim's going to chase down in your dream, hoping for a lucky shot if he can reach. His sword is right next to him, but he can't hit him. Tim's just poking him up the bum. Just poking in your dreams like, leave me alone. KP. It's gonna be alright. Your dream gonna be just fine.
Yeah, it's
amazing what you'll find.
Go back for the bounty.
Unfortunate for Tim's. TnC, they are lagging behind in kills, 2 to 4, not too bad. Network isn't as rough as you'd expect as well, just slight less than 1k lead here for Team Dog early on. So overall, even if TnC were dropping a couple of heroes, they are still maintaining themselves rather well. Their cores are not lagging behind too big. The outlier is really just Armel. Armel's mid lane is just completely whacked. It's at 6 now. He can opt to get the Sonic Wave, go for a kill. At the least, Armel does have a bottle up, so he can sort of hold himself here, but you probably don't want to fight too hard for these runes.
Absolutely not.
for thee.
A lot of caution here from TnC now. They are feeling the danger that is Team Dog. They've got to just try and hold out. This happened in game 1 as well for TnC, where they had a bad start, but they were able to catch up just after kind of giving space over to their Morphling. They need to do the exact same thing this game around, it seems. Have trust that Armel can make it back into this game. Gabby will probably be the space maker of TnC, but speaking of, he's going to get rolled on now. The break is there from Ice, but it looks like they have not got the control, and now Gabby going to turn back around with the focus fire and the javelin. Who's still trying after Febby. They will get the venge, but they will lose their Earth Spirit. Ice, however, still trying to go after the Wind Ranger. He is not going to be able to finish him off. Looks like Arbit even showed up. It did have the Sonic Wave up to throw out, but he was not within range of Gabby. They will have to leave him be.
Middle tower is under attack.
Going to give a lot of space over to Armel on the Morphling, who has started pushing in that mid-tier 1 tower. Get some substantial damage out.
Yeah, that's some good movements out from TnC to try and give Armel some space, and that fast jab is really helping out Gabby. Like, that lane's been fairly hard to maintain. He is finding some kills, and
I gotta keep looking at the mid lane. I mean, Arbit gets another kill onto Armel. I'm not sure how he's getting it at this point. Armel's level 6 now. I apologize about missing the kill, ladies and gentlemen. I just wasn't expecting it anymore. I thought he was fine.
He needs to bail out of this lane. He's died 4 times, 0 kills, 0 assists. It's just a flat dead morph. He needs to play catch-up elsewhere. Looks like they are just gonna try. They're just gonna try and use him as a space maker now. Set him up as a distraction, so Gabby has a good time farming up. Investment needs to pay off. And speaking of Gabby, he's in danger.
That he is. Gabby gonna go down. Now Tim's gonna also be in danger. Fu wants to keep this chase up. They have plenty of damage with the poison attack, and with the last one out from Ice, it's gonna be Mayweather more than enough. And in your dream, from across the map, is just having a laugh to himself as he free farms on the anti-mage.
Just left alone. Like, KP now does have a level advantage, but you can't really hope to stop the AM. This is still going to be a good timing on the Battle Fury. You can get some hits off with Paulson's around to heal up, and at this point your AM is looking to really have a fast timing in the BF, so you got to watch that flash farm that's going to be coming out here from Team Dog, and TnC, on paper, again, they're not too far behind. It's just a 1k lead for Team Dog, but they have bled a lot of kills. That's a lot of EXP going the way of Team Dog. It's a lot of momentum that's going to be very hard to salvage, and they really need to find a way to give Armel space. He just doesn't want to lane against Abed, but he has nowhere else to go.
KP's going to be in danger now up at the top lane, but he actually jukes them out quite nicely. Fine. Back over to mid. Armel is just farming the jungle now. Doesn't even have the Morbid Mask up yet. He has choice in the matter. He's going to farm wherever he can find it. That'll give Abed just a completely free mid lane, to which he is going to leave that and of course start rotating towards the top lane. Might just try and secure a bounty rune for himself. Even gets a royal jelly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, he is the queen after all. He may as well get the royal jelly. Looks like he might just favor going after that 10-minute power rune rather than the bounty rune. Swipe away. It's also completely fine. Armel's going to try for it, but it's actually up at the top lane. So Abed is going to get lucky with that invis rune. Everything just continues to work the way of Team Dog this game number 2.
Yeah, they chill out a bit, not as aggressive anymore, but they still maintain their net worth lead. They are pulling ahead in farm. Are seeing In Green lag slightly behind Gabby, but this is an AM that doesn't
Oh boy, Armel, he barely survives in the mid lane. That Sonic Wave was, I want to say, maybe 5-10 HP off killing Armel that time. So, you look away for a second, and Abed is just getting so aggressive. And let's keep in mind as well, it's not like Abed has a Spirit Vessel right now. That's actually being built onto ice. So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Team Dog, they are really out for blood this game too.
They definitely are. Just playing with the aggression that they can get out. Abed, for his part, doesn't have any stuns to worry about. Like, at best, you've got Shackles, the Venge stun. But so far, none of those heroes have been able to rotate in. They do find a kill in Paulson, but that's not the biggest trade to go for. After getting so much pressure on Armel, you will have to take it though, but it's, again, not the biggest pickup, but it's some space out for Armel at least.
Absolutely. And your dream are going to show up and start draining a bit of mana. We'll pull in Arfu. He wanted to go on the morph, but instead they'll pick up Febby. They could still try onto Armel, but he should be okay to get out.
Radiant's bottom tower
They won't bother. Armel still standing quite confident on this morphling, as now Tim's is going to... And they kill off Farbet on that Queen of Pain. Just sneaking up from the backside.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a very valuable pickup to get.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, they were just standing on that hill waiting for Abed to go in for the rotation and farm. Gets the good stuns off, and that's all they really lack. They've lacked control for the Quap. Finally comes in through KP, and it pays off. They get the biggest hero on the map punished. That is going to put a damper on Abed's Orchid timing. Does want it very fast, so Abed's got to be a bit cautious about dropping again. Still is ahead, but they are starting to fall one by one here.
Yeah, he's in danger. Abby going to get a Shackles off as well. Very nice Shackles at that, giving no chance over to Arfu.
Of your depth.
Camps flicking against the poor Earth Spirit, and Gabby very happy about that.
Radiant's courier.
Well, mid lane, Ice. Has the Rod of Atos up. He actually gets Febby's courier as well. That was the final components out for the Tranquil Boots coming down there for Febby. He won't mind too much. I mean, his courier should respawn fairly quick. TnC, although it's a terrible start, the net worth is really not that big of a difference.
No, it's still rather even, and that's where TnC is still kind of staying in this game. Sure, Armel's having a bad time farming, but In Your Dream, for all the freedoms he had in his own lane, isn't actually shining on the top as well. So that farm investment on the AM is actually not as shiny. He does have his Battle Fury. He did go naked, like literally Wraith Band Battle Fury. That does mean he gets it fast, but now you need to maximize that investment. Start pulling ahead. And if In Your Dream gets that space out, that's when it starts to get a bit risky for TnC.
Absolutely.
Could be worse.
Woke up. TnC would love to run into this AM, especially with this blink up on KB. They've got the initiation they need, and in your dream, that may have been a bit of a problematic blink there. KB now going to have his smoke broken, does get the stun off, and with the swashbuckle out, Tims is able to secure the kill. Roll in from Fu with the tombstone drop. They want to try and get a trade, and they are going to be able to get Tims. Can they get KP on the slaughter? A perfect roll in from Fu should mean they can. He will try to crush away, but it is going to be no good. And now another roll back towards Heavy. They should find a third kill, and they will. So In Your Dream goes down. Get 3 kills in return for the side of Team Dog. Not entirely worthwhile for TnC, but at the same time, not entirely bad, considering we are in a meta where it is all about the position 1.
Yep, they get the good punishment out onto In Your Dream. If they just keep applying that pressure, it's going to be hard for our AM to find a space to get that farm he needs. You're also giving space out for Armel. Like, while everyone fights, Armel's just sitting back, farming up, and that's exactly what he wants. If you start to get some space out for their pause 2 and their pause 1, we're seeing really fast items being farmed up here by Gabby. For example, he's got his travels up, along with the javelin, so the MKB is going to be lined up next. And with the travels, it does become much harder to catch him. And you see this TnC keeping that smoke play up. Smoked again.
Are scanning.
They are KP on the front lines, but Arbet will be in perfect position to block off and break smoke. KP now going to get Viper striked up, so he can't go for the blink. And it looks like Armel is not comfortable initiating without his slaughter ready to go. So instead, they'll leave him be. They got the bounty they wanted. However, Swap Price can get caught out. There's your focus bomb as well onto Gabby. Ice still being targeted here, and he does go down. Fu, however, going after Febby, and now Tims. The Rolling Thunder is there. Tims actually gets himself out of there. Now Mel going after Fu. They'll get the Earth Spirit to boot onto Pulse, and it is, but Armel will leave him be as Tims comes back in with a nice lucky shot out with the swashbuckle, and they want that Undying, and they might just get him. In fact, the shackles out Gabby. He even found Arbet, but they should not have the control for the Quap, as the blink on KB was not available at the time. But suddenly 3 heroes dead for the price of 1. A very worthwhile trade for TnC.
Yeah, they managed to feed those kills towards Armel as well. So the biggest hero that needs that injection of gold does pick them up, and now Armel's number 2. Oh!
Arbet once again ends up getting Armel.
Oh, he keeps doing this. He launches the Sonic Wave from max range, blinks in, and gets the follow-up scream. And every single time it catches Armel with his pants down. Unfortunate, but really good punishment from Abed. And now he has that Orchid too, so that should be easier to get. So now they've balanced out the losses. They still maintain a slight lead on Team Dog, and they get to push down a mid-tier 1. Not as fast as their Game 1 push, but still going to be a push nonetheless. TnC's got to move in for the defense here.
Absolutely. One tower in trouble. Tim's going to show up. He does have the Rolling Thunder. Fu will TP out on the Earth Spirit, so they're not going to really commit all the way for this. Nice bit of chip down.
Perfect.
Going to really just throw all their bodies at it. They still hold their own tier 1. KP gonna get caught out now by Arbet. And looks like he is set to die. Meanwhile, Gabby also gonna die. So both cores going down on the same side of the map. Definitely very bad news here for TnC. And it seems though Gabby actually went for the, no, never mind. He did actually keep them split up. It said he got a Maelstrom, but in the end he did have them locked. I imagine he is still going to go for the MKB on the Wind Ranger after the BKB's up. So all good news there, but obviously TnC, it's been a very back and forth game. You look at the net worth graph though, top 3 net worths right now are on the side of Team Dog.
Yeah, they just made use of the space really well. They have started to claw that lead back up, but TnC aren't falling too far behind. That's where the silver lining is for TnC. Armel getting steady progress towards his Manta. Just about has the gold for it. So once you've got that, more stats in your Morphling, more potential to at least purge off the silence, which might be coming out soon. And in fact is already up on Abed, so he's got a way to avoid the Orchid now. He's got a way to play on the edge when he sees that Sonic Wave coming through. give him some padding. They're getting blown up, but they will make a move onto the Roshan. This is where the lineup really shines. It's that Venge plus Slardar. With all the physical damage you have, the Roshan does not last long.
Ice gonna get started onto Febby. There's your Rolling Thunder out. Febby is gonna die. And now they're gonna go back in for the Roshan. Team Dog, they say thank you very much for taking out half its HP. TnC, however, they are making their way over. The Team Dog then not stopping the Roshan, about 1,000 HP left. They're gonna jump in, but they won't time. In your dream, he got the Aegis. Paulson's gonna fall low, but not low enough. He is able to walk out. Meanwhile, Bebby, a nice swap out. They get Arfu. They'll get Paulson thanks to Tim's. Is that gonna be it? They want for a bit more, and they do spot out Ice. KP also has the option for Arbet, but he is limited on vision, and they aren't going to continue. They are going to back off. They might just try to settle for the tier 1 mid tower.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
In your dream, that's a very confident blink, but he's not going to be punished for it.
Dire's top tower
I just
is under
realized
attack.
something, Mike. Didn't see this, but Armel went for a full build without Morph. He went for every single spell except Morph. We have not seen him turn into the Wind Ranger for Wind Rend, so that effect is still to come out. I was wondering why we haven't seen anything like that. Of course, he still has to save up for the Axe for that. But without Morph, he doesn't have that second life to toggle into. He could easily morph into Abed as well for the blink. So he's got some options here that he hasn't even utilized. So still a lot of room to grow for Armel as he went for a much more farm-oriented build.
I mean, it is... I gotta admit, I didn't realize it either. There it is now, though. He does have the morph up. I don't really blame him for going down that skill build when you think about how many times he died in lane. Absolutely fair enough.
Radiant's
Now,
middle tower
tier 1
is
mid
under
tower
attack.
going to be targeted by
Radiant's
Team Dog.
structures are fortified.
Armel
Radiant's middle
show up
tower
there for a
has fallen.
second, but won't be able to get up to the deny. Arfu will roll straight out of there on the Earth Spirit. Everyone going to be fine from Team Dog. They'll hold on to this 3k net worth lead. In your dream, who is top of the net worth board, is going to continue just trying to snowball on this AM and get as far as possible
Dire's middle
in
tower
terms of
is
net
under
worth.
attack.
Yeah.
And I suppose with TnC, they just feel very confident in their ability later on to deal with this AM once you have the Unmorphling online.
Yeah, they are waiting for that moment when the Sylvanus or the Ags comes in, so they've got confidence here. They know what happens when you hit that timing, and you can see in your dream, he is once more not going for an MKB. He's rushing the Bash now after picking up this Manta into the Abyssal. So if things get desperate, if they start seeing the Ags more for the Wind Run once more, I think we might see in your dream forced to buy another Divine, and that's always such a risky proposition.
Ice. Gonna be ganked up here. Tim the Rolling Thunder. Armel comes in. Gabby will take the kill on the Wind Ranger. However, Arfu is gonna counter initiate, but a nice swap out once again from Febby. They are still just focusing down Tim's and also go after
Radiant's
Febby
courier
afterwards.
has been killed.
So they do punish quite nicely here, Team Dog. They still get something for the death on their buff. They don't get a core, but you take what you can get.
Radiant's
In fact, they
top
might get
tower is
something
under
more.
attack.
He was around that mid lane, but he had a quick blink out. Looks like he is going to be able to be just fine. However, Team Dog, they're not really done quite yet. More. Looks like nobody's going to be around for them to
Radiant's
chase
top
down,
tower
however.
has fallen.
See the confidence coming out here from Team Dog. They've got a 5k lead, much more noticeable now. It is starting to pile on mainly on In Your Dream, as you see the rest of the course of TnC keeping up with
Dire's
Abed,
bottom tower
keeping up with
is under
Ice. So it
Radiant's
really is
top
starting to
tower
become that
is under
AM
attack.
game. In Your Dream's about to hit his spike. He needs this Abyssal fast, and I'd say you can't rest. Like, once you have this Abyssal, you have to fight. You see Team Dog have smoked up behind In Your Dream. They're gonna try to make stuff happen.
Okay, Peach does find In Your Dream, but they see everything else, but a nice shackles out. Gabby, he got two, but there's not enough follow-up yet. Armel, he's going to jump in now with the morph onto Arfu. He's an Earth Spirit morphling. Arfu is just going to way. Speaking of rolls, Tims gets a roll of his own now onto Arbit. It's a massive target to take down, but the Mana Void out from In Your Dream, not gonna be enough. He's also gonna die. That's the Aegis gone. It's going to reinitiate now with the run of Atos onto KB. They want the Slanna dead. They'll get the Slanna dead. Onto Tims, the Pangolier. He's trying to TP out in time. Is he going to make it? He will. Back to the fountain, but he will die there. As the poison does kick in from Ice. Overall, it was a 2 for 2 if you want to count the Aegis. Team Dog probably not going to be very happy about losing that mid-quamp, nor the Aegis on In Your Dream. And that may kind of spell things to come here from TnC.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort to go into that. Really messy fight overall. I think Team Dog are going to be satisfied with how they used their Aegis there, but it was also not the cleanest break for the side of Team Dog, so you need a little bit more up your AM. I think the Abyssal is definitely going to be that big spike. With the capture up In Your Dream should feel more cotton, although they do jump for more.
Viper Strike is there. They'll trying for the TP play up, but the damage from Arbed is going to ensure that they get the kill. Meanwhile, Arfu goes down at the bot lane. Gabby able to pick up a trade. In Your Dream, however, gonna just straight in. Gabby is gonna pop his own BKB. Put out In Your Dream, but he'll also blink just fine, and he does get himself a BKB charge for his trouble. That was the 9-second charge, so it's gonna feel quite nice for In Your Dream.
It's a nice freebie force out. Of course, you are with position. Armel might just go for Paulson.
Yeah, Paulson probably not going to survive, and he does end up dying. 2 Tims on the Pango. Of course, the Axe is officially up now for Armel. They aren't going to go for anything silly quite yet. I believe Armel might just want the BKB up, but it seems like they're almost for the shenanigans to start.
Oh yeah. They've got to watch out for that timing. You still don't have anything to deal with the evasion, which is the biggest issue. But I suppose you have a lot of magic damage coming through with Abed, and he did go for something that allows him to stand there without worrying about the control. He's got Lincoln's up. He's going for a BKB next, so he understands what TnC will try to do to the squad. They are still playing relatively aggressive here on the side of Team Dog, playing that opposing jungle, trying to find some farm. There is still a tier 2 standing that they'd like to take care of. That's going to be the next objective they go for, and they will manage to find the board as well. That's been up for a while, so should be a bit safer getting this push in. The Vanguard's up now for In Your Dream, so he's just lacking the recipe into the Abyssal. That could be key in them getting control. As long as you don't allow Armel to shapeshift, it is fine, but he's already on the Wind Ranger form.
Here we go. Mel just crosses half the map in about 2 seconds, and In Your Dream, he blinks straight into it, but the counter spawns there. KB, he got the stop, but the match is going to come out. They're going to jump straight in after KB. The Sonic Wave, perfect from Arbed, connecting on everybody, but do they have enough damage? Armel is just going to run the hell away with this Wind Ranger form. Meanwhile, Tim's going to roll straight through onto Arfu and Arbed. In Your Dream, still on the case, however. Looks like Ice will kill off Bebby. Now they have found out Tim's. The roll not going to connect, but the silence is there onto Armel. It's a way bigger target, and In Your Dream gets the bash off, but Armel is going to be able to wait for him up to the...
Are fortified.
Very close call there from TnC. Bot lane, Gabby is still being chased down. Arbed, he just TP's down to the T1 tower. TP away is going to make it. It looks like he will. Ooh, what? How much damage?
He had a Spirit Vessel on.
Oh boy.
At the end, he can heal. Ooh, right on the edge there, Ice. Dropping it in the nick of time.
Beautiful.
And that item, man, just absolutely ruins you. TnC this time not having a good reveal of that Ags in the Morphling, so the double run's not working out yet for Armel. He's gonna need that BKB stat, and Team Dog just finally blowing stuff out of the water. Abyssal flying out now for In Your Dream, so he is have a lot more control on the AM as well. And TnC, they just need to stall a lot more. Like, if you get items on Armel, it could end up being nice. But this is the point when Team Dog's very strong, and they're not going to relent because they're running at you. You have to be ready for this.
Roshan, if he whacks in Your Dream, who's he found there? It's going to be Tims. You get one. Nice big pick off on the Bango. Gabby about to respawn, but TnC, I'm really not sure they want to go for a team fight right now. Not without their team fight in the Pangolier. Maybe if they find a pick off, they could try for it. But they're going to have to try for that Roshan as Team Dog, they've jumped in. And that Roshan is not going to take a very long time to take out. In fact, it's going down very quick. It is scouted by Thebby with the Wave of Terror. But Arthur going to jump straight in with the Boulder Flash, giving time to In Your Dream out with the Spiderlings. Gabby, he's in, but In Your Dream does get the Aegis. Ice meanwhile with the onto Gabby. He's just so darn slow, and he will die in the Nether Toxin. Thebby trying to get out, but the Abyssal Blade was there by In Your Dream. It was so darn close there for TnC, but a bit too far. Team Dog, 13k net worth advantage now. They are looking very healthy. This game number 2 is even KB top lane trying to split push, assuming he was alone, but he was not. Ice. He knows how offlaners work. Finds one out. Even bot lane Armel's going to be slightly cautious. He will wait for TB, and In Your Dream could not find him. Close, but not close enough.
Yeah, that win at Roche really boiled down to Abed getting off the Sonic Wave at the right time to get the pushback. Like, it pushed Gabby far enough that he couldn't contest the Roche, and TnC were really banking on a steal there. Bites them in the bum this time, and the Morphling Wind Ranger. We did say Team Dog had to learn something from yesterday. It looks like they have. They're not taking their time anymore. They're constantly playing aggressive. Their next step now is to look for these objectives. Go for those tier 2s, go into the high ground. Armel can get any sort of itemization beyond what he has now, and you're going to set yourself up for a really nice end game. TnC, they need to still play that holdout game. They still have faith in Armel. His BKB slowly being farmed up. It is still a recipe away, but you're getting close to that point where the Morphling can just stand and fight. Gabby, of course, he's had his BKB for a while. His progression on the MKB has stalled out big time. Then need to just be a little bit more patient. The recipe is flying out now, so he does have a little bit more damage on the Wind Ranger, but it just doesn't feel like enough. It definitely is becoming a bit more of the Armel game at this point.
That it is. But I mean, Armel's still very, very far behind when you look at In Your Dream on the AM. Needs a lot more time in this Morphling. We'll see if he can get it, as now the smoke is up from Team Dog. They want to down towards the south and see if they can spot out this Morphling, but it's actually KB who's going to be there. KB going to go for a TP away in the tree line. TnC just go back towards their own triangle, and well, they are just trying to avoid Team Dog. That's the only play they have right now. They are doing a good job of it. That's all they can do. Just keep avoiding, keep farming, and hope for the best later on.
Yeah, just trying to build up, trying to hope that the Morphling can overcome this deficit. It is still pretty bad, as you mentioned. That gap is huge between Armel and In Your Dream. You do have the BKB up in Armel. Maybe this is a turning point for the Morphling. He is going for full defensive item buildups, right? Like after the Manta into the BKB. Now it's going to be the Lincolns queued up for him as well. So there might be a lack of damage, but in theory, you've got this Venge, you've got this who can handle that for you. But look at this, In Your Dream, he's learned. He's got the MKB, so he doesn't need to worry about the evasion anymore.
Fool me once, he says, and yeah, Tim's poor guy, gonna Guardian Grip himself, gonna try for the roll, but the Mana Void is gonna be there. Meanwhile, KP gonna also be in danger as Abed has found out the Slaughter, and that is gonna be a secondary kill out for In Your Dream.
Such sorcery shall not prevail.
Team Dog, it is definitely their look right now. So far ahead with a 19k net worth advantage. What's Dota Plus saying? Well, it was in favor of TnC early on, but a 90% win probability right now for Team Dog. I'd have to agree with that. In fact, I'd argue it might just be more.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for Team Dog. TnC, their high ground defense is a bit dicey. It relies on them landing perhaps a Shackles or even getting a good crush with KP, but it becomes harder and harder as they are feeling rather squishy. You can see the confidence in your dream. Does have half a minute left on the Aegis.
That's nice shadow in your dream. He counterspelled the shackles and the Sonic Wave is gonna come out. They are gonna get it wiped. If you get a shackles to save Gabby, KB is gonna jump in. Oh, what a counterspell out for In Your Dream.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That just lined up. They didn't respect the counterspell coming in. They clump up a bit too well, and that just leads to a disastrous set of exchanges there. They can easily rip through another set of racks. They're going to go for it. I'd say even a tier 4 would be nice, but the Aegis does expire, so In Your Dream's just going to temper back the aggression. But he does hit level 25 as well, so he's got Mana Void ready to go. Cooldown is a lot lower. He's going to be able to spam that out in between fights. And all TnC can do now is stare. They might not lose the bottom racks, but I'd say if Team Dog were feeling confident, it could be easily something they could take. They are playing it safe and just pull back. So a little bit of respect towards the fight potential of TnC, but that was not the way that defense should have gone for TnC.
I mean, in all fairness as well, they still have the bottom tier to go after. So I don't think they're going to rush the tier 4s quite yet. But I suppose you never know with Team Dog is bot lane. Arbed would be a great pick off, and they get the shackles. Survivor trying to TP in, Ice trying to help out, but they've lost Arbed. KB just going to TP run in front, but no, In Your Dream. He will have the Abyssals to cancel that off. And he wants to chase down Gabby. He wants a high five, but I'm not sure this is the time, Gabby. In Your Dream is still chasing, and what a perfect blink out onto Gabby, right on top of his head. Arthur gets a silence off in Gabby. He'll get his high five all right. Mel is just going to run away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And that net worth lead, John, at 28k now for Team Dog. No buyback on Gabby means probably mega creeps to come out from Team Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Arbed or no Arbed.
Yep, In Your Dream's just way too big to handle now. He's got all the items he needs. He's very, very hard to lock down. You do have the Ags on Febby. It just feels a bit too late. You're actually just going to fall here.
Oh, Shackle's way off target. Maybe just trying to force In Your Dream to use the counter spell, but it's such a short cooldown anyway. See Ice with that new item now, throwing it out straight onto the Morph Armel. They're going to focus down the other instead. They want Tim's Pango, but Febby is going to get the swap off in time. Mana Void is going to be there to kill off Febby. Tim's going to go for the Rolling Thunder, trying to fight this one out with Armel. But do they have enough? It doesn't look like it. The swap is there. It will barely save the Morphling, but Tim's might just be left behind. They're in place. They want the kill. In Your Dream going to jump in, and he does take it. Still KB gonna jump in, still going for the team fight. Is gonna kill off Arthur, and now Armel gonna roll back in, but barely misses on Polison. You die. So close with that roll, but it just did not connect. And with that, Team Dog, yeah, they lose an Earth Spirit jump, but they got the Mega Creeps up before they leave the base. They are looking very, very happy for this game too.
Yeah, the objective that they could have gotten. Just the tier 4s and the Ancient left, the big one. TnC backs against the wall here. It really is starting to boil down to whether or not Armel can carry you hard. I mean, you've also got Gabby farming decently, but it really does feel like it is the Morphling game. Still saving up for the Lincolns, so it's still all defense, and that is something Team Dog will abuse. They are ready to just play aggressive. They've smoked up. There's no Roche for 2 minutes. They're just gonna have to go hunting here.
That they are, and they might run straight into the Slater, who has to go back for the neutral item. The Stormcrafter may have cost him his life. Arbed does spot him out, but Febby is around. They go for the Orchid, but Arbed will not chase any further. TnC, they're gonna try and hold up against these Mega Creeps, see if they can make a comeback. They still have the potential for that comeback. It's just gonna be very, very difficult. And it's not like you really queue something up like a Divine Rapier on the Morphling pick. You know, usually he doesn't really need the Divine Rapier to be effective. Maybe Gabby picks one up later on, if they can buy enough time.
Yeah, certainly something that Gabby should consider. He's still saving up for his own Ags though, so that's like 4,200 gold he needs to save up, plus his buyback. It's going to be a while until any major items fly up for Gabby here. And you can see Team Dog again just taking control of the triangle. They know where they have to be. Just going to force TnC to clear out a wave and fall back. You can't get much more off the map. Gotta be careful.
Shackle. Oh, Shackle does latch onto the tree. KB gonna jump in straight after him. They are going after Febby. The focus fire is there, and they do get. No, they don't. In your dream, he does survive. I thought he went down there for a sec, but the team fight, it does continue. Arbet gonna jump in now after the Wind Ranger. Gabby is gonna die. Paulson will also die, but he'll buy back immediately into Arfu, who's rolling to the side. He barely misses Armel, but on the left, Tim's does go down. Your Dream still going for more, wants to try after KB, but he's being stunned up. He needs to be careful. Armel gonna blink in after him, but the silence is out from Arfu. They don't land the stun, but they got the bashes out. Febby trying to save his life. It is not enough. Armel is gone. No buyback there. The GG is called. That'll be game 2 going to Team Dog. And they do even out the series 1-1, which at minimum, John, guarantees us a game 4. Which, by the way, before you do go on about how this game went down, John, in the last 3 BTS Pro